Hello, here is the passage of this JEE Advanced 2021, paper 1. So this contains question number 5 and question number 6. So the question stem is this, and based on this we need to answer these two questions. It is from the projectile motion. So it says a projectile is thrown from a point O on the ground at an angle 45 degree from the vertical and with a speed which is 5√2 meter per second. The projectile at the highest point of its trajectory splits into two equal parts. One part falls vertically down to the ground 0.5 seconds after the splitting. The other part takes t seconds after the splitting to land on the ground at a distance x meter from the point O. Acceleration due to gravity is given to us, and we need to answer about the value of t and the value of x. So if we try to draw a picture, so let's say this is point O and let's say mass of the projectile is twice m and it is given a velocity u, and let's say angle it makes from the horizontal is theta. This is the same angle that we use in case of projectile motion. However, the question says angle is from vertical 45, so this theta is also going to be 45 because total is 90 degree, obvious point. It follows a parabolic trajectory like this, we know. This is the highest point. At this highest point, it splits into two equal parts, each of mass m. The first one falls vertically downside, so it will be falling vertically downside only if its velocity in the horizontal direction will become 0, and in the vertical direction at the highest point of projectile there is no velocity. So basically it will be momentarily at rest, and then it will observe free fall motion under the gravity. Whereas the second particle is going to have a velocity in the horizontal direction. Now here, before the splitting and just after the splitting, we can go for the linear momentum conservation in the horizontal direction because there's going to be no force acting. Whereas in the vertical direction, its velocity was 0. So again, we can think of linear momentum conservation in the vertical direction. So velocity in the vertical direction will remain the 0 for the two. So the second particle is going to follow a different trajectory and land on the ground. So we know by using the concept of linear momentum, we can say the center of mass, if we talk about the center of mass which was on this trajectory initially, because say single particle, then there are two different particles, but you will find the center of mass will keep on following the original path, and center of mass will land at the range distance from the O. And one particle is going to fall at the center of this mid of this range, so this distance is going to be r by 2. Remaining will be r by 2 where the center of mass is going to land. We know center of mass will be decided by these two particles. So the moment center of mass lands, m1 has to be landing on the ground, m2 should also be on the ground. So point is, all three will be reaching the ground simultaneously. That means the time taken by the first particle to go down after the splitting is going to be same for the particle 2 to go strike the ground following the parabolic path. So this t time that is unknown for us is simply going to be equal to the same value as 0.5. So t is 0.5. Directly we can answer that. Moreover, we need to find the distance where this second particle is going to land. Now you see this is of mass m, this is of mass m, and this is the center of mass. So center of mass is going to be exactly in between because of these two identical particles. And we know this first half distance is r by 2, so second half must be r by 2. Now that means we got to know the distance of the second particle from the O point, that is going to be 3 times r by 2. And r is the range. As per the range formula, we can say from projectile motion is u square sine 2 theta upon g. U is the initial velocity, which is 5√2. Theta is 45, so sine 2 theta will become sine 90, which is 1. G is 10. We can simplify, this number comes out to be 7.5 meter. That means x is going to be 7.5 meter, whereas t is going to be 0.5 second. These will become our final responses. Thank you.